carrier there.
It was Profit. He jet sweeped to the left, and when he got the handoff, he stopped and went to the right. Second down and goal from the 4. Labette County has to buckle up defensively. Snap, run, up the middle, touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Oh, there is fire. Sorry, Jack. So kind of our angle I was looking at this, they got like a robotic dragon in the back that's shooting fire out of its mouth. Paint you a visual over there by the concession stand. Thought it was cool. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's just a walk-in touchdown there for period. Eventually, you get a nice drive like that, you wear down that defensive front, you'll get plays like that where it just seems too easy.
Labette County has still, as far as game script and play, should they continue, has outplayed Pittsburgh in the second half. As we have a flag, offsides on Labette County. We'll see if Pittsburgh lines up, goes for 2 from the 1-yard line, but they'll just elect to kick it. So we'll see another kick from Armando Rueda. We haven't seen as many of those in the second half, John, as I think this is our first one, actually. And then we'll see his first kickoff here in a moment. As Labette County, to start the third quarter, got a stop defensively, scored on their first drive, recovered an onside kick, and scored on that drive. As Rueda's kick is pure. 49-21 is the score. 11:15 left in the ball game from Pittsburgh. Labette County's offense will get another bite at the apple in 1 minute on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Jamal Jackson with a positive return for Labette County's special teams unit. That'll put the ball out to Labette County's own 34-yard line, 35.
Field position really not been an issue so far tonight. Labette County's had respectable starting, spots on their own side of the field, but it's not been back in their, 10, 8-yard line. No, it's been at the 20, 25, 30, right in there.
Final score, Iola beat Santa Fe Trail 13-6.
Good gracious. Some of these low scorers, I'm just thinking.
At the end of the third, Girard leads Baxter 34-3.
Okay.
And Parsons score. They trail KC Christian 28-8. Here's Jamal Jackson on a carry up the middle in the game before us. Gets back to the line of scrimmage maybe. Second down and 10.
Not much going there, but hopefully just looking to set it up another play. That's what some of these calls probably are for. May not get a lot of success on it, but it's setting up something else you have dialed up.
10:40 left in the game. It's a pass, straight drop back, 3 steps for Wyrick, outlet Jackson, little bit of turf, tries to get the first, you betcha, bounces off a tackler in the open, turning on the Jets, inside the 20, cuts it back 15, he'll be pulled down at the 14-yard line. Jamal Jackson pinballing off purple jerseys down to the 14-yard line.
And that was all Jamal Jackson. He just got the ball out, get the ball out to him in the flat. He's going to run through a couple guys. He not only is he so elusive, but he's really thrown on some muscle, and he's really physical running.
Very powerful this season.
Ran right through the arm tackle of the Dragons and got loose couldn't quite beat out that Dragon defender, but still very nice gain and a nice cutback as well to add on some yardage.
On comes the heavy-set package for the right side of the line. Dylan Johnson, hands on his knees, ready to take on a Purple Dragon on the defensive line. The snap, a toss to Jackson to the left. He'll be hit hard and dumped, loss of 2. Good play defensively by Barrett Rink for Pittsburgh.
As Jamal's down on the ground now, slow to get up.
Gets a lot of work, does our junior running back.
Yeah, maybe we'll give him a playoff or something here. So he's going to make his way to the sideline here.
As he's so good in open space, as he's walking off well under his own power. As I believe I heard it correctly in the pregame show, Coach Price said that Jamal, coming into the game, had not caught a pass yet. And he's caught 3 or 4 tonight, and in open space, he is money.
He may be close to over 100 yards receiving.
After that, maybe. 2nd down, 13. Labette County moving left to right. Into the game at running back for Jamal Jackson, but this is a pass and a catch for Nolan. He'll gain positive yardage inside the 15. Back inside the original line to gain is Brendan Harlan in at running back for Labette County for one play. As Harlan, we've said his name positively tonight. He's played well, and now he'll take a seat for just a second, and Jamal Jackson will come in.
Yeah, I think the officials just kind of said, hey, Coach, you need to come out for a play. So it's good to see Harlan get in there after a game. He's made a couple good plays on special teams. Good to see him get some action in on offense.
8:50 left in the game, 49-21 Pittsburgh. Wyrick claps his hands, snaps, throws a slant. That is caught. Gain of a few for forward progress. As still fighting, gaining another yard off the extra effort. The Labette County offensive line shoving forward. The receiver for Labette County there, was that Camden Good or Kagan Bates?
I believe that was Bates.
It was so masked by the defensive line, I couldn't see who caught it. Here we go, hurry up offense, 4th and 5 for Labette, trying to continue their great second half here in Pittsburgh, as they almost got Pittsburgh to jump.
That would have been huge.
They'll freeze now and get a new play perhaps from the sideline. Tanner Russell signals into Wyrick, 7 seconds to get the play off. Ball on the right hash. It's a snap, it's low, pass, intercepted. Labette County's going to have to make a tackle here to prevent a pick 6, and Jamal Jackson will do it across the 40. Ah, darn it. That was a good drive.
They were sitting back, and he just drove on the slant. That's what he was looking for. The Dragon defender there, I believe that's number 21, Malachi Meadows. Very, very slow back pedal, almost none. You're standing, right there in the end zone. As soon as you see, it's not a fade ball, it's not an out curl, none of that. Made his play, drove on it, got in front of Barrett, made a nice play on the ball.
You want to know what I really like about the result of that play? Is how bad it made my chest feel. Here's what I mean by that. Not always in the past has an interception or a bad play hurt, but Labette County's playing really good. So that hurt to watch, not because it was a poor play, but just because we're playing so well, your expectation rose a little bit. So I'm glad that negative play, we felt it a little bit.
Flag here coming in from the back official.
As Pittsburgh had a little draw up the middle for about 5 yards. As Aaron, I'm going to tell you, Aaron has not looked like a sophomore quarterback this season.
He's played very good.
Oh, my goodness.
Very, very efficient. I'd like to see the touchdown INT ratio. He's got to be positive in that, and that's a good sign as well. I know he had a bit of a rough game last week for his standards. He threw 5 touchdowns the week before. It's very early in the year, but so far Aaron Wyrick has looked legit. He's looked like the real deal.
Yeah, really, really has. Sophomore quarterback, hasn't played a varsity game since 2 weeks ago. So the face mask was the penalty on Labette County. So Pittsburgh will punch deeper into Grizzlies territory with 7:40 left in the contest. 1st and 10, ball right hash. Line to gain, 38. They'll just give up the middle. Roper Whitley jumps on the back like a horse of the ball carrier for Pittsburgh, and making the tackle was Roper. Is Carson Nicholson, their quarterback, was the ball carrier there.
I don't think it was. I think it was Peary.
Oh, was it?
24.
Was it the give? Okay, I couldn't tell if he kept it or not.
So he looked a little bit too, big for it to be Nicholson there.
Maybe I'm like so hot.
That's what
I'm
saying.
delusional.
Heat's starting to play with my vision.
You know what would be bad if we're so hot that like the score's not even right and like we've just been calling the game wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been totally different.
No, Labette County's played a great second half. 49-21 is the score. Pittsburgh in front. First down run here, gain of about 4 for Pittsburgh. Multiple Grizzlies on the tackle. Chris Stevens pops up joyfully.
Yeah, the Dragons just gonna try to drain the clock here. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I don't think we'll see him pass the ball at all. If anything, it's just gonna be a toss or extension of the pass game, if you would, with that toss play. Or on the option at least look for it, but see what they have dialed up here, probably more of the same. So we'll see a couple new men on, Prophet being one of them, Barrett Rink the other man, and finally the third man coming on, and that trifecta is going to be Malachi Meadows.
Timeout, Pittsburgh. 6 minutes left in the game. 49-21 Pittsburgh in front. Back in a minute from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Camden Good with another sideline tackle for Labette County. After the quarterback run to the left side by Nicholson, it'll be 1st and 10 Purple Dragons at the Labette County 15-yard line. I know it doesn't seem like the thing that might end up happening here, but I'd love to see Labette County get a defensive stand here to perhaps finish out this game. Under center, Nicholson takes the snap. A tough, if you'll say poor handoff there from Nicholson to Riley, the ball carrier, making it easy for Labette County's front 5 to punch through and make a good stop. Black, Jarman, also in there is Roper Bradfield, as they've had a couple of those handoffs just real slow.
A lot of times it's just a delayed handoff while your linemen to get up in there. And, when you're getting as much push up front, you're able to do that sort of thing. Or it could just be a late read, one of those where it's a late give.
Try to decide maybe what to do with it. But, yeah, you can just tell. The coaching staff is so engaged in this game. The Labette County sideline is engaged in this game. Me and John engaged in this game. This Labette County team has truly been fun to watch. Pitch play to the right, blown up in the backfield. Caleb Jarman, double one, number 11, with the play all the way back out near the 14-yard line. He read it perfectly.
Yeah, the Megalodon spilling blood in the water out there on the edge.
Well, that's Matthew Jarman.
Oh, my goodness.
We got to come up with something for Caleb.
It's all right. Caleb, he made a tremendous play, sniffed out the toss, made his key, stayed home, read his key, and shot up like a missile when he saw that toss come.
Maybe he'll be the sea monster.
Oh,
because
Jack, we got to stop doing
his
this.
name starts with a C. Caleb, sea monster.
I don't know, Jack.
Okay. I'll check with him. I'll check with him
cheesy.
at school next week to see if it's okay. But Sea Monster and Megalodon is a nice duo to me. 3rd down and 9. Give up the left interior, pinballing around and still on his feet.
Malcolm
Is
Riley.
Malcolm Riley, Black, Michael Reed. Few Grizzlies in there on the tackle. So 4th down and a yard. What a way to finish this drive defensively would this be for Labette County, with 4 minutes being surpassed left in the game. 49-21 Purple Dragons. This would be just a sweet, sweet stuff right here if they pull it off.
Yeah, just cherry on top of the second half effort for sure. As, man, this clock has melted away, Jack. 3:40 left to go in this game.
As have my pores. Give up the middle. They're going to get the first down, but not the touchdown, as it was closer than I thought, actually, as they only got the first by about a yard.
Yeah.
As in there on the initial block for Pitt was Wesley. So it'll be 1st and goal Purple Dragons at the Labette County 4.
Bend don't break, gentlemen. Make your stand there. No one's getting in. Come on. 1st and 3, Or 1st and goal, I should say, from the 3.
They've outscored Pitt 14-7 in the second half. It would be sweet to be able to say you outscored Pitt in the second half. Their starters have been forced to stay in the whole game, John. As it's a give up the middle, it might be stuffed. I think it is. Maybe.
This Grizzly team is showing
It
some
is.
heart here.
They are. Boy, it's been a pleasure
Maybe Stevens was in
to
on
watch.
the play as well as Reed. I couldn't quite see. It's a tough angle right here to see numbers.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff,
is.
So.
Ball on the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal from that location. Ball in the middle of the field. Labette County's defense letting their arms hang at their sides, sucking in air as Pittsburgh's offense approaches the football. Pittsburgh's faithful cheering on their offense. Nicholson takes the snap, keeps it. Oh, a missed tackle in the backfield, but he's still going to be short by about half a yard. It looked like Caleb Jarman had a chance to make a blow-up, but he barely missed it.
Yeah, sneaky athletic play there from Jarman. Had he, took a good angle there, he may have had a chance to really wall up the ball carrier.
Oh, that would have been delightful. But it'll be 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. Minute 50 left in the game. Worst case, Labette County has a chance to orchestrate one more drive should Pittsburgh score or not score. 10 seconds left until Pittsburgh has to snap it here. 1:40 left on the game clock. Nicholson under center gives to the fullback, and they're going to get in. But, man, Labette County still fought and made Pittsburgh earn every yard on that drive.
As Labette County has nothing to be ashamed of in their performance in the second half. That defensive drive right there, they showed a lot of guts. They really did. Right there on the goal line, really made Pittsburgh work for this thing.
It's been so fun to watch this Labette County team make their presence felt, and at diners and cafes here in Pittsburgh tomorrow morning, there will be talk about them, and they're going to get a stop on the extra point. I've never segued from an analogy to a play as quickly as that, but Labette County forced a missed extra point there. I knew they were going to get one. They didn't block it, but it was a bad snap, and they swallowed it up. 55-21 the score, but Labette County has still outscored them 14-13 in the second half. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that right now, but I just love how Labette County's played this half. Back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the house gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
55-21, Pittsburgh in front of Labette County. If you wonder why I sound so chipper, John, it's because Labette County has played a mighty fine second half.
Yep, only a minute and a half to go here. I mean, it was a tough, start to the game, but since then, Labette County's really played pretty well for the most part, just had a couple things go against them.
Caleb Jarman, the receiver of another kickoff here. He's gotten 3 of those punched right at him. And it'll be 1st and 10, Labette County at their own 30-yard line. 55-21 your score. Pittsburgh in front on homecoming on their home turf. Minute 31 left. Labette County with all 3 timeouts. Let's orchestrate a drive here.
As we're going to see if they're going to start the clock here or not. So it's kind of what the coaches next to us were wanting to happen is they're going to start it now. As Harlan's going to get off the right edge. To be met by number 20 out there playing corner, as well as gang tackle 72 and 17 for the Dragons. So I'll give you some names there.
Late flag again.
Max Bush, a sophomore, in on the play, as well as a good, pursuit by Mason Benson and Mason Derringer as well.
As this might be on. We'll see. I think it's on Labette County.
I'm not sure it really matters who it's on. Just mark it off. Let's get this thing rolling.
As I just saw a Labette County player, I couldn't tell who it was, kind of stomp off the field with their helmet off, as this is going to be taunting on Labette County and back them up quite a bit. And I think a disqualification. As I could tell, there was a pretty dejected Labette County player on that play. Again, I couldn't tell who it was, but on the far side, I just saw a stomping kind of grizzly body language over there with their helmet off and the ref looking right at them. So, well, darn it, that kind of hurts your chances of scoring before the game's over one more time. It's 2nd down and 28 from the Pittsburgh 11-yard line, moving left to right.
Yeah, I'm not going to insinuate numbers or anything, but we're missing a guy off the O-line right now.
Labette County's coaching staff getting an explanation on the far sideline. Jamal Jackson to the right hip of the sophomore quarterback, number 7, Aaron Wyrick. Smart man, that's John Elway's number. As Jackson gets it on the left side, cuts it in, half trucks a Pittsburgh fella, stays on his feet, gains about 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and a country mile for Labette County's offense as 1 minute has been surpassed.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to say this. I think John Elway is overrated. I don't think he's as good as people, made him out to be.
I think the fact that Patrick Mahomes is a thing.
Yeah, it probably helps that. The way the game's gone, yeah. Maybe for his era he's good, but I don't know. I don't see it in the numbers or anything with him. 2 rings, that sort of thing. Yeah, Hall of Famer, sure.
I will say this. Never mind. As Labette County's just going to take a knee here, and they're going to let the clock drip away, and they will fall here at Pittsburgh 55-21. But my takeaway, you all know what I'm about to say. Go ahead, say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Labette County outscored Pittsburgh in the second half 14-13. Pittsburgh starters were in the whole time. Labette County forced that to be the case. They got an onside kick, scored off that, scored on the first drive, and just did good things defensively as well as offensively. Bowen Pharmacy post-game show coming up in 3 minutes from Pittsburgh on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you're having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Welcome in, Grizzly fans. Bowen Pharmacy postgame show is what you're hearing. 55-21, Pittsburgh knocks off Labette County. Grizzlies fall to 1-2 on the season and will host the Crusaders from Wellington at home in Altamont at Lucas Field next Friday night, September 27th. Pre-game show will be live about 6:45 p.m. We'd like to thank a few sponsors one last time tonight as we wrap up tonight's broadcast. Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Tank Connection, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Labette Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, SEK Orthopedics, Doctors Mosier and Meister, Olson Ace Hardware, The Corner Store of Altamont, Wood Insurance Center, and Vollmer Cement Finishing. John, Labette County, game script kind of went how it typically has in the past against Pittsburgh. That first quarter, I would say, maybe first half. Labette County trailed big, really kind of struggled. Only had 7 points in the first half, and that third quarter was just one that I hope we're referencing in a good way here in 2-3 weeks. I want to see that team again and again and again. Tell the audience why that is.
I mean, they came out and, they executed. There's no dumb penalties. Nothing. They were making their blocks. Jamal was hitting the holes hard. Wyatt throwing the ball good. Defensively, Black was flying everywhere. Backers were flying everywhere. Stevens getting through. Reed making a play or two. Secondary, good. Tackling, making tackles. They were taking advantage of the vulnerabilities the Dragons were showing.
Right.
Let me put it that way. They weren't just like, oh, okay, we'll just, we caught a break there. Like, no, they took that and was like, all right, you're going to give us a chance to get back into this thing. We're going to take it. And keep moving forward with it. Because it wasn't just, 42-7. It popped up to be 42-21.
Yep.
A somewhat competitive ball game halfway in the third.
Yeah, that's right. Before Pittsburgh went on to score 13 unanswered of their own, Labette County scored 13 unanswered. So in the second half, it went 13 unanswered Labette, 13 unanswered to close the game, Pittsburgh. And what really kind of did it for me and convinced me of, wow, I mean, that was impressive, was when Labette County not recovered the onside. Yes, that was an amazing play by Harlan. It was more of a squib because the ball got all the way down to the 30. But the fact that Labette County laced up and scored on that drive.
Yeah, well, they didn't quit. They didn't quit for a second in that second half. And normally when you're in these sluggings like that, you'll start to see lower effort and stuff. But, I mean, a good indication of this is extra points. Like, when they score. Not one time did I see a guy jog, to go try to block it. It was full-on effort every play. And that's something that's different than past Labette County teams. It's the effort, the motor.
Certainly on display for every play, as I'm not sure if Labette County had somebody keeping stats tonight. I didn't see anybody up here doing so. Hopefully someone on the sideline, and because I'd like to have stats for you all. It's just nearly impossible to keep them as we call the game. But Jamal Jackson, John, his diversity was on display because he caught passes tonight. And when he's in the open field, good luck. We saw that huge catch and run. I wish Labette County would have scored on that drive. It ended in an interception on 4th down from inside the 10-yard line, but it was sparked by a long, maybe 55-yard pass and catch by Jamal Jackson from Aaron Wyrick. Talk about Jamal's ability pass catching and out in the flats.
Yeah, they started to use him in different ways, just out of the run game, We saw him run inside, outside, that sort of thing. Not only does his speed, he has power as well, but now you're adding another, layer to this, aura that is Jamal Jackson, add another layer to his game. It's getting a little bit deeper. His talent pool, not only we saw one-handed catch as well, but if he's able to run routes against these backers he's matched up with,
right?
One-on-one with Jamal Jackson, his elite track speed. A lot of backers aren't going to be able to keep up with that. And if Labette County is able to create these one-on-one matchups like that, they're going to put up a lot more points in the future based on, some of these plays we're seeing being made.
They were just a few things away from putting up 28 points. You could make the argument in the 30s, but they were awful close to putting up at least one more touchdown. And one thing I want to conclude with what we're saying and just kind of ooze over the top is Pittsburgh's a good opponent. So everything we've said, keep that in mind too. Pittsburgh's got a dozen amazing senior football players. Good players in the trenches. That's a good football team. I know that I was talking to some guys before the game. 5A East is probably the best that you'll see as far as toughest division. So that's a good opponent right there. And Labette County hung with them and beat them technically in the second half. This was the Bowen Pharmacy post-game show of Labette County Grizzly football. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast. Your final score one more time. Pittsburgh 55, Labette County 21. Again, next week, September 27th, Labette County playing host to Wellington in Altamont next week. Pre-game show will be on the air about 6:40 p.m. It'll be me and John on the call as usual. Be there if you can. If not, you know where to find us, obviously. For John Kohler and Caleb McKee, I'm Jack Leake saying good night, Grizzly Nation, and as always, God bless.